This is HHO Sports Track. Today I'm going to build a reservoir for my bench system, or my bench test system. You can basically use a vast variety of any containers. I decided to use these jugs. They come in plastic like this one, fairly tough plastic, and they come in glass like this one. I opted to go with the glass only because I prefer it to be a little tougher, and since it's not being jostled around and moved around, there's really no problem as far as breakage. These are fairly easy to come by. You can find these over at Target and so forth. First thing I did is, you notice the spigot itself, they unscrew from the bottom, and what I did was, as you can see on the one that I haven't cut open, I cut it as close to the edge as I possibly could, leaving me a small little nipple to work with. Well, to that little nipple, of course, you know, you're going to have a hose. This hose is a 1/2 inch. It fits nice, snug, right on the unit. Slips right in using the stock or the original nuts and bolts or plastic little washers that come with it. And you tighten it up, and that would be your outlet to your HHO generator. With concerns to the lid. Now, the lid itself, as you remove the handles, the lid, as for the closing lid, these are things that you won't need. You'll have a hole, but notice there's no gasket here. And also notice that you can see through the holes. These will have to be sealed. I'm not going to seal them in this video, but basically any sort of silicone sealer can seal it up. Inject it into here. It'll wait till it cures and it'll close it right up. As far as sealing the jar itself, this is a membrane that you use for showers. I went to Home Depot. I just bought a 3-foot length of sheet for other applications. Also, usually I can use these for gaskets for the HHO generator between the stainless steel plates. I cut out, of course, the hole for the inlet. Lined it up. In you go. I will have to make another opening into it. This hole here, since if you're not going to use a jar with an opening, the Watts A300A, which would be my gas outlet, is a 3/4 inch drill hole. If you're using this type of cap, make sure that this comes with your barb. It doesn't quite fit as far as nicely. You'd have to glop it and seal it and so forth. This fits nicely, which I will then epoxy into this, or use PVC cement or something basically to keep it fixed in there. And the barb screws right in. What I'll do here is I'll drill a series of little holes so that the gas can come out over to my bubblers. The other hole, of course, I'm going to make here. This is a barb for the return back into my reservoir jar from the HHO generator. This is an A294 barb. That will be sitting right here. This requires a 5/8 inch, and I'm using basically these to drill them out. Actually, I'll do it right here, and hopefully I won't mess this one up. Nice, clean hole. It'll thread right in. What I would do is I would put some sealer, some silicone on it, just to seal it against the jar, since this will be carrying liquid. I haven't made the other hole in there yet, but basically this would go inside here. And you have your jar assembly all set up. Now, basically this would be able to handle, of course, your incoming water, which once the way it circulates is you would have, as I'm going to use here, 3/8 inch hose. This will slip right inside that hose, extremely tight. You would push it as far as you can. So from down here, this would be your outlet of water going to the HHO pump, the water pump, which would then go to your HHO generator. From the generator, it would return back into this inlet and dump it back here. This would be the outlet of gas. From this outlet here, it would go to your bubblers, your scrubbers, and then finally your intake on your car. Basically, that is it. I mean, it's the most simplistic thing to make. You have a nice sturdy tank. You can keep reusing it over and over again to test your generators, make sure everything is right before you actually go into the car tearing it apart. This stuff is no-brainer. As far as costs go, what you're looking at is the cost of these two items here, which is about $3 a piece. The membrane, I bought it by a sheet, a couple of bucks a square foot. A foot, it comes in a 3-foot sheet. You buy 1 foot, you're golden for a few applications. And you should have, usually everybody has a tube of silicone, doesn't matter if it's black, white, clear, as long as it's silicone, it'll seal up these little holes here, and you'll be fine. Alright, this is HHO Sports Track with yet another gadget for this HHO system that I'm going to be doing. Have a great one.